Okay.
Hi, can you give me Tony's number?
I can do that. I don't know what real good it's going to do you at this point.
Well, I'd like to talk to him anyway.
Okay.
Because I called to talk to my mother, and it's a waste. Oh, by the way, I don't want any of you coming up here when I have my first hearing for bond and everything else. Like, don't even waste your time coming up here.
Get off your ass and look for my granddaughter. Yes. I don't care if this is on the news or what, but she's out there.
Take a listen to all of these phone calls. You never hear Mom Casey Anthony talking about the search for her daughter. She's leaving all of that to her parents, Cindy and George Anthony, and they are desperate to find this little girl. See the tip line there at the bottom of the screen, 800-423-TIPS. The search for Kelly in high gear. We're taking your calls to Tammy in Washington. Hi, Tammy.
Hi, Nancy. I love your show.
Thank you, and thank you for calling in.
Yep, I watch you every night, and your babies are beautiful. I have a 13-month-old, and I really enjoy watching or looking at your pictures when you show your babies.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What's your question, dear?
Actually, I just want to say that either I think that the baby drowned in the pool or it's a drug deal gone bad because of Casey's behavior when she was first incarcerated. She was obviously on something because of her actions and her language the first few days while she was incarcerated. She acted like she was coming off of something, plus stealing gas for her car from her family, and who knows what else she was stealing from her family that hasn't come out into the media. And I think the family knows exactly what's going on. I think that they know that she has an addiction, and they're just stuttering and stammering all over themselves.
Interesting. A lot of people have speculated that there was some type of a drug problem. We don't have any indication of that. She doesn't have a prior criminal history of that. To Mark Williams, it is interesting that a lot of people have speculated about a possible drug issue. But number one, where would she get the money? She had to steal gas from her family to run the car, which I might add, Mark Williams and Nikki Pierce, first to you, Mark, should narrow down how far away she could get with little Kelly if she is in fact responsible. Just take up a tractor and run it around the home. How far would a can of gas take you that she stole out of the tool shed?
Can of gas in this day and age, Nancy, would probably take you to her really within only a couple of miles of East Orange County of her home. And any speculation about the baby being taken to a drug dealer in exchange for something, I don't know. If an individual was a drug dealer, what would they want to do with a 3-year-old girl? Because that would just weigh them down in anything they do.
And to Gloria Allred, victims' rights advocate. Gloria, have you noticed that whenever a mom is under suspicion of harm to a child, we all, me included, we all naturally think up excuses, such as she was on drugs, it's a drug deal gone bad, there was an accident in the pool. Nobody wants to think, and this is a benefit to the defense, that a mom could actually intentionally hurt her child.
You're right, Nancy, and because you know the bond that a mother has with a child and wouldn't want to intentionally, in most cases, hurt her child. But then again, we also know of the Susan Smiths of this world, and we know that it does happen. And sometimes, you know, sometimes there's an accident, and sometimes there's a cover-up. By the way, some of the similarities in this case remind me very much of the Scott Peterson case. Ann Bird, Scott Peterson's sister, speculated that Scott drowned Lacey in the pool. And also, the police discovered quite a bit about Scott Peterson from the cell phone records, from the pings in the cell phone towers. So there are very interesting similarities here.
To Ray Giudice, what's your defense? Give me your best shot.
All right, right now, Nancy, the state has no crime weapon, no motive except that she wants to be a party girl, and that's why she killed her 2-year-old, no body, and no crime scene, and we have no idea where this DNA is at and if it's an effective hit. Right now, if I'm the defense, I want a preliminary hearing, or I'm ready to pick 12 jurors tomorrow morning. That could change very rapidly, but you asked me that question tonight.
To Michael Mazzarelli, why do you believe the defense chose not to demand a preliminary hearing and make the state lay the cards on the table?
Based on his communication with his client, Nancy, and the evidence that the police had, it was probably a strategy he is going to go for right now if they don't charge her soon with the theft charges. Just be careful here would be the reason I would think of.
To Ben Levitan joining us, telecommunications expert out of Atlantic City. So, Mr. Levitan, you were telling me that within a couple of days, the phone company, upon request that is, after the request is made a couple of days, can tell us basically where the cell phone calls were made, and that is outgoing and incoming to the phone where she received phone calls, the velocity sometimes of the vehicle in which she's traveling, the direction, the time, the duration of the call. They've known that all along. Ben, is that what you're telling me?
That's right, Nancy, and even more than that, every time you turn on your phone, you have to register, and in a densely populated area like Orlando, you are going to get a lot of hits as to where that phone was, and when you go through a tunnel, your phone may go out and come back on. But I'd be more interested not in the 31 days where she was after the 911 call. I want to know who she was talking to in the 31 days before that, because that will tell you exactly all the events and where she was, and, you know, if it was a drug deal, you know, where she was. Was she in an area of a heavily populated drug traffic?
Back to Gail St. John, the psychic leading a team of psychics searching for Kelly. You stated that there had been visions of sorts of wooded areas and the earth. Reports are you have also stated that you believe Kelly is dead. Is that true?
We have not made any such comment at all, so I'm not sure where that's coming from.